Hello and welcome to this edition of the Wisdom Path podcast, the inner truth that you can trust. I'm Louise, intuitive consultant and modern medicine woman, and today I am talking about self-worth. And this has many different layers and complexities to it. And often when we step onto the spiritual path, we are confronted with everything that we have been influenced by that has affected our self-worth. And this comes in layers. It comes in layers of understanding, in layers of clearing and cleansing and healing. Because what we perceive is our self-worth is often tied up in the societal expectations of how much we earn, what our job title is, what kind of car we drive, how many holidays we have a year. And the likelihood is that once you have chosen that path that your soul wishes you to take, you will be reminded that there is nothing external that can influence your self-worth. And so you will often find that you are stripped back of all that has been familiar, all that has been known, all that has been part of you, all that has been part of your personality, all that has been part of your perception of who you are, which has allowed you to demonstrate your self-worth through the materialism of the modern world. And so you are asked to confront who you are. You are asked to look at who you are when you do not recognize yourself. And so the shape of your self-worth is very different from the one that you are and have been experiencing. And you are moving through the layers. You are moving through the experiences that have dictated your self-worth. And so you are asked to speak with them. You are asked to experience them. You are asked to speak with them and ask them what you have learned. Ask them what they were here to bring you and what they are here to ask you to learn about and to learn about yourself. And this is why we often, when we are chosen or we are asked to step onto the path, we are doing it through a sense of losing everything about ourselves, losing who we are, having that sense of sadness and grief and loss, because we are merely losing ourselves through the expression of who we are not and not who we are, so that we can discover more about the person that we are and more about who we are and value us as the person and the soul living being that we are, without all of the trappings of everything that has brought us a false sense of self-worth, a false sense of self-love, a false sense of self-satisfaction. And so we are emotionally clearing and cleansing, we are energetically clearing and cleansing anything that has given us those false perceptions, the stories, the beliefs, the patterns from our childhood, where we have been given a sense that we are not good enough, to never know if we are good enough, so to work harder and harder and harder to people please and to please everyone else but ourselves, just so we can feel a sense of self-worth. to try and justify ourselves to other people, to try and validate ourselves to other people on a daily basis, people who have no real sense of who we are. And so, in order for us to have a real sense of who we are, we must first of all explore who we are not, explore what we have been portraying, what we have been energetically sending, what we have been emotionally sending, which is not ours, which is not of ourselves, which is not of our soul, which is not of spirit, because we have been picking up with our antennae, and this is what we expect to be. This is who we expect to be. This is what we expect to experience on a day-to-day basis, based on our misperceptions of youth, our misperceptions of adolescence, our misperceptions of experience after experience after experience in this type of lifetime and many past lifetimes, which has influenced who we are, which has influenced how we see ourselves, and therefore influences how other people have been seeing us. And we are reluctant to let go of these things. We are reluctant to shed the layers and layers and layers. But we are asked to go deeper. We are asked to go deeper and deeper and deeper until we see who we are. We see who we are through the eyes of the divine, through the eyes of Source. And they have always seen us as the child of the universe, as the pure child of the universe who is able to experience life that you deserve, a life that you are worthy of, which has not been your experience to date because you have beat yourself up. You have lacked confidence. You have doubted yourself. And maybe you have achieved, but yet on the inside you still feel that you are nothing. You still feel that you have achieved nothing. You still feel the lack. You still feel the insecurity. And so the aim is to feel and have nothing, yet to be worthy of it. To be worthy of it all. And so whether you have nothing or you have everything, you still feel as though you are worth it all. And so you experience on a daily basis life with joy, with happiness, with confidence, with fulfillment, with excitement, with purpose, with pleasure, because you are able to do so, not knowing what is around the corner, not knowing if you will have less or more. I'm merely experiencing the present and enjoying the present and knowing that you have enough and that you are enough. And this is the inner work that is required. And so many of you are now experiencing the shedding of the layers, the shedding of the beliefs, the sense of wanting to come home to who you are, and once more to believe in yourself, and to believe that you have a purpose, that you were brought here on purpose, that you were born to make a difference, because you are different. And so there is much to unpick about our sense of self-worth. And there is this sense that many of us are now wishing to express ourselves more from the true essence of ourselves. And so we do need to place the value on ourselves. We need to know that we are always the gold. We are always the most precious metal. We are almost always the most exotic of spices. We are always able to value ourselves no matter what experiences we go through, no matter what is happening in the outside world. There is no validation required in order for you to experience self-worth. And for many of us, this is something that we are not familiar with. And we are experiencing the shame and the guilt and the fear and the uncertainty and the letting go. So that we are able to start with a blank canvas and we are able to paint our own picture. Enable us to experience the beauty of us, ourselves, the beauty within. In order to build the new foundations required to live in a new earth, in a new age. As someone who is loved and loving, as there is a close connection between our sense of self-worth and our ability, or the ability that we have had to experience self-love. And so we work on these two things combined. They are often connected. Within our heart chakra, within our solar plexus, the fear and the love, the yin and the yang. Unfolding, a new story unfolding, new beginnings. Many of you are experiencing the joy and the excitement, but also the sadness, the loss and the grief of new beginnings. The rebirth. So as a newborn baby comes into the world with nothing to fear and only an experience of love, because this is all they have ever known, and they expect nothing else, then you are the same. You are a being of love, you are a being of light, and you deserve to experience the world as such. You deserve to experience life as such. You deserve to work in your purpose as such and enjoy that sense of alignment and truth. And doing this by accessing your own wisdom, your own inner truth, and the wisdom that you can trust. Thank you for joining me on the wisdom path today, the inner truth that you can trust. I'm Louise Hallam, and if you do want to know anything more about the work that I do and ways to work with my wisdom, you can visit my website www.louisehallam.com. It's been a joy to spend this time with you, sending you blessings of love and light.